Two-tone and L-E-L-N-E-S-S-N. Yes, we are the very best.
$7 popping collars, eating shrimp, $5 met some girls from Guatemala, now they trying to holler.
Now before they wouldn't bother, now I'm trying to be a scholar, cause she giving all the knowledge to me.
Knowledge to me.
Doing homework every night of the week. Like she chillin' up at college with me.
College with me, but we cruising, man. Rolling up at 430. Kush, same color as a Kobe Road jersey, or a throwback worthy. Giraffe ass high, fresh breeze just passing us by. Cause I'm cruising on a Sunday afternoon. I got my good shoes on, ain't got no bad news. Here's what you say to the lady. Let me squeeze you, oh, let me hold you, oh, let me squeeze you, oh, let me hold you. Why? Cause I don't wanna leave this party, baby, without you. What you waiting for? Hop in the ride.
Okay.
What you waiting for? Hop in the ride. I arrive at a party at 9. I reside beside Sim. Think when we fly, time's on our side. But look again, then it's 11 p.m. Chalk it on the board. Time to sin. Let's begin. Hey, you kinda cute, and I got the loot to befriend both you and your girlfriend too.
You single Tim Jones?
Well, that depends. Just then she turned to a friend and she said,
I really like him.
Say word.
I really like him.
Oh yeah.
I really like.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back aboard another journey into JCT TV on the platforms of Brass City TV. It is with great pleasure that I say welcome. Without you, there'd be no us. And we want to thank you for tuning in each and every time that you do. We have a great show lined up for you tonight. We have returning to the platform of the few, none other than JDX, that international star. Also, we have Jennifer Love in the house. You will see some clips from her tonight and see what it is that she really do. And we're also going to be inspired by the process, coming with that information that they say is sound knowledge of who and what you really are and what you're entitled to. We want to thank Big Al, chief engineer in the back, making all this magic happen that you see around here at JCT TV and Productions. We want to thank Colleen for hopping back aboard the train of success of Brass City TV. With that being said, we have an interesting subject matter tonight, and one called Restructure and Unification. And you can flip that, unification and restructure, but it all turns out and leads down the same road, that it has to pertain to change, because change is what we really, really need. We are in trying times, and without unification, it's a tragic day laying out there for all of us. Once again, we want to thank M&M TV and all its constituents for what it do for JCT TV, BCAT, and DCTV as well. I want to hop out your way and send you over to the platform of the process.
And we're back. So back on our topic of unification and restructure. And I'm going to just hand it back over to you, Damien, to continue on with what you were saying. We'd like to hear more of that.
Okay. Like I was saying, we have a lot of people from different countries coming into this country, and we welcome that. I mean, you know, with open arms, you know. And with that saying, we need to set up some type of grounds where we can actually meet and communicate, and so you can actually know the what we went through. You know what I'm saying? And I'm probably not the right person to actually give you the full story, but I'm pretty sure we can get a house full of people that's willing to talk, and you'll get the right story that you need as far as the background, the history of Hartford or Connecticut itself, and what we stand for and what we don't stand for. And there's nothing harsh about it or anything. It's just that, you know, we don't want, if we cleaned up the corners, we don't want new drug dealers back out there, you know what I'm saying? Because of a false narrative that you're thinking that you can't make it, and there's plenty of options out here. You know what I'm saying? And that's been proven. So there's plenty of outlets if you end up going down that road. I'm probably going off track, but you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's just so much in the community that can happen to a person that's not from there. And like I've experienced, two people fighting, they're not even from this country, and two different types of people coming to their aid, and they didn't really receive any justice. And just by them not even I mean, they will have more sense of communicating with each other than having other people get involved. But it's just like, you know, just it start off with communication, like what's what, who, you know what I'm saying? As far as music being played too loud past the hour, and it's just small things, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Differences.
Yeah.
Build on the differences, you know. Like you said, everybody comes from various places. You could always learn from everybody's differences, you know,
Yeah.
and apply it where, you know, everybody can come together and enjoy certain things or understand certain things, and, you know, even incorporate it with your culture, you know, and build on that and make the community stronger.
You have to. You have to.
know?
You have all types of. You have transgenders. You have gays. You have straight. You have fat, small, skinny. You have. You know what I'm saying? All of this people still have, you know what I'm saying, a heart, a love. You know what I'm saying? And they also want to feel that, and they also need to be secure. You know what I'm saying? We all need to be secure. We all need to be, you know what I'm saying, all have that strength to know that this is going to, you know what I'm saying, that we're safe to walk these streets. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, and as far as getting jobs and stuff, you know what I'm saying? The opportunity, because, you know what I'm saying, you're such and such, you can't get this job. You know what I'm saying? That's wrong. It's just, you know, how do you feel as far as unifying the community?
Well, you know the one thing that you mentioned that I want to actually touch on, you said transgenders and gays and people from that community, right? Now, you see, you have transgenders and gays and lesbians
It's not really
and
a community
queers
because we
and
all together as
Thank
one.
you very much. And then sometimes people want to say, oh, well, what about the Moors? Are you a Moor? You must be a Moor. No. This right here
That's
has to
separation.
do with
You have to stop.
everybody, right? It's for all the people. It happens to all of us. So it doesn't matter if you're gay, straight, queer, lesbo, a Moor. You could be pink, polka dot, purple. As long as you are a people, they did it to you, okay? They incorporated you. They took your birthright inheritance, and they're fleecing you 5 ways from Sunday every day. It's happening to all of us. So there's no need to segregate. I don't segregate myself from anybody. You know what I'm saying? I said I have a general love and respect for everyone. I have a general love and respect for people, point blank, period, right? And if we can all be honest with ourselves first about who we are, and then we could be honest with everybody else as a whole. Okay, this is how I am. This is who I am. These are my beliefs. Okay, fine. That's fine. It doesn't matter. Nobody cares at the end of the day. At the end of the day, we have to focus on the mission. What's the mission? What's the mission? Getting back what was rightfully ours. And it's like unification. But you all have to pretty much take the same steps in the processes. So yes, there will be unity in that. Unity in us learning from one another, building with one another, starting to barter with one another, right?
Yes.
I would love to do that. I would love to say, you know what, Damien, apple tree, oh, was I even supposed to say the name? Well, who cares? Apple tree, the produce wasn't good today. Can I come to the farm, Damien? And can I offer you 3 of my unreleased mixtapes to compensate you for what I'm going to get from the farm? And he said, you know what, Miss Pat, that's fine. We can do it like that. And that's a barter right there. That's us conducting commerce right there. We don't have to sign any contracts, and now he's fleecing my account, and we have to be operating with Jezebel numbers. No, we don't. And we don't have to sit there and go get belligerent with the ones that are in the office, like the courts and the generals and everybody that we have to go and approach. We don't have to be belligerent. We can be non-combatant and peaceful with them as well, right?
Most definitely.
Because they can learn from us also. They don't have to always be public servants. They can come right on over with us.
So unity, you know, that's false. Community is real. Communion is real. Union is could not unite. So communion is real. Glad to meet you.
Yes, you too
Glad
as well.
you was our guest today.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming and joining us.
You're welcome. Interesting.
Would you like to say anything?
Everything you said. Yeah, we just gotta come together. You know, look out for everybody. You know, treat everybody as an equal. We need to do that. You know, we do not do that in this country. We don't.
There's a reason why, and that's why we're here, to show you the reason why. It's all in law. That's all. Like she said, they're fleecing your accounts. So they're only fleecing the ones that don't know, you know, and once they know, once everyone know, there'll be no more fleecing going on, and there'll be a balancing going on.
Nobody has to be suffering. Nobody has to be suffering. You wouldn't even want for anything. All your needs right there, available for you, because you know the truth. So yes, that's one reason for everybody to be happier and mentally stronger.
We'd like to thank Papa T and Big Al. This is the process. And our guests, thank you. Have a nice day.
Peace and love.
Had or suffer from.
Just speaking to you now, you talk in a very systematic way. It's logical. You're saying this because of this, and it makes sense, right? So one of the trending things right now I think might fit into this conversation. You mentioned the word king, some queens, you know, some royalty. We are sovereign individuals in a certain sense.
That's right.
It's more than just calling yourself something. You're giving yourself a title. We were talking about titles too earlier. And the trend now is that everybody's kings. But what is it to really claim this title and carry it on? Because you're saying, you know, you shine, you bling. That's more than just the physical part of it.
Yes.
The way you think and you carry yourself. People can see it all around. So explain a little bit why you would call yourself a king.
So, it's deeper than a title. You can't just call yourself something. You have to be it. So there's many men who were kings. There's many women that were queens. A lot of people wore crowns. But what did they do with that crown? What did they do with that title? What did they do while they had the throne? Did you lead your people correctly? Who did you teach? Who followed you? Who did you bring up? Who did you help rise? That's the difference. So me calling myself king, I'm gonna wear that hat. I'm gonna wear that crown. I'm gonna sit on that throne. And the right people are gonna lead. I'm gonna lead, and the right people are gonna follow me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna create leaders, and I'm gonna share my ideologies and my knowledge and my wisdom and understanding with people, so that they can rise up. As far as the, you say politics. People go crazy over politics and, oh, you know, you have this person leading, you have that one in power, and they're not in power. They're not in power over you. You're in power over you. You dictate how you feel. You dictate what you want to watch, what you want to listen to, what you want to eat. That person is just a title. Like we were speaking titles earlier. Yeah, you know, they dictate some policies, and that might affect you somewhat, but not like you think, especially if you're down here on the totem pole. Right. That has nothing to do with you. You know what I mean? What you really need to focus on is you and your community. Because, you know, they might be the president of the United States or the mayor of your city, but you might be the king in your village. You know, whether your village is 100 people or 10 people, worry about your village. Right. Even if it's just 3 of y'all, you know, worry about your village. Get you an apple, that one an apple, and this one an apple, and enjoy your apples. You know, don't worry about if someone over there has 100 apples. Try to reach that. Use that as motivation. Don't be mad at them.
Right. How'd you get them apples, yo?
Yeah, find out how they got them apples. You know, find out how they got them apples, and if they're willing to share that knowledge, be happy. If they don't be mad at them. Some people are greedy. They're selfish. Exactly. Get your apples and be happy, yo. If you don't have any, just be happy with the ones you have, or, you know, try to get some. Like, that's the issue with our system and our society.
Hello, all, and welcome to another episode of the Jen and Pop Show here at JCT TV. My name is Jennifer Love Bonaparte, and I am sitting here with two camera vets. We have Nick and JDX. And for today's topic today, we will be talking about unification and restructure. So I know Veterans Day is coming up, and you are actually a vet.
Yeah.
So I know we're going to have a lot of discussion kind of tying in with the topics here.
Okay.
So, yeah, so what did you serve for?
I've served in the United States Air Force. I was a veteran of the United States Air Force, F-100 bombers, T-33s, and for 2 years active duty and 4 years reserve. And then I was in the 1955 flood as a National Guard. I was there first, then went into the Air Force. Then I went to work at CL&P for 40 years.
Ooh.
And then I come on studio down here for 30 years. So I don't know when I slept, but if you calculate the time you sleep and everything else, I didn't sleep much.
Oh my gosh, so you've just been serving us. Thank you for your services. Okay, all right, cool. Never ends, it never ends.
Well, not when you have to put God first. We're all here for the same purpose.
Yes, very true.
And it's a dollar bill. If you can't remember, on the dollar bill it says, "In God we trust." So every time you pull out a dollar, you trust somebody to take it.
And we just want to say thanks again for all the hard work and for protecting us, for giving us this opportunity to enjoy the freedom that we have in here today, because of all the service that you have put and the rest of the vets like yourself that have sacrificed so much for this country to be a great country.
And we are in a great country in the world, but when we went out as vets in this country, we went out for the entire country and the entire world. So we sympathize, we give tribute to everybody in the world today, not just the United States, but every veteran that might have served anywhere in the world.
Right.
Wonderful.
That's great.
No, as we said, Miss Jen, our topic today is reunification. But as I always tell Pops, I'm a very self-conscious man of my roots and my people. Mm-hmm. And when I hear this word reunification, it takes me back to we as a people after we've been scattered for 400 years mm-hmm. and being in a strange land of where the time has come now that we should reunify with our people all around the world as a nation of African people. And that's what I see the real meaning of the word itself is to bring us together and to have us to come to our own and to get to know our people back again so that we can become the nation that God wants us to be.
Yes, I totally agree with you. But even further than that, I mean, us as a whole, all people, we definitely need to unify, in every aspect of life. The world is dying, and until we actually come together and breathe life back into it, to get the structure back going, where are we going? What are we leaving behind? That's very vital on all aspects. We can break it down, but we are still a whole, and we have to come together. The time is now. It really is.
Well, that's why it's important to keep God first, because Satan is always in our back door. And we came from original sin. We came from the beginning that we were all sinners. So we are all going through a process now of forgiveness. And we all have to forgive one another before we can forgive anyone else. We've got to clear up our sins. When you go into the church or whatever, when you go for prayer or anything else, always remember that God will forgive you if you ask Him for forgiveness.
Very deep, yeah. And like you said, it starts individually, like you said, with forgiveness. Understanding where you've come from, maybe the mistakes you've made, things you've encountered, things you've done, right your wrongs. And build up that structure that you can help the next man, and you guys could come together and just make everything so much stronger. So it's a good point. And it's very important, forgiveness, extremely important.
So we don't want to act like robots. We are human beings. We want to act like people and we always got to remember that we have to set the proper examples.
Yes.
As we see, I mean, I love the conversation that we are having because you said something earlier, the world is dying. And what's killing the world? If just looking at the whole structure of stuff that is taking place today in our world, the coldness of the human's heart, we don't have that love for self. Because when we see each other, we do not see a human. It looks like people don't see each other as human beings because someone is quicker to hold a telephone or handphone to record an incident than to come and help. And I think these are the things that is killing part of the system that we are living into because the unhumanity towards man, towards each other is really frustrating and really turning our world upside down.
It is. Yeah, we definitely need more love. We need to spread more love. We need to give more love. We need to receive more love. You know, it starts with self. You have to love yourself. Help somebody. You know, as you said, instead of pulling out your camera, actually help somebody. Sometimes just a kind word goes so far, and it can really make a difference in someone's day, you know. Sometimes people don't even feel that people care. So why should they care? You know, give them a reason to care, to want to even come together to unify. But I mean, there's so many various things that are constantly pulling us apart. So it's not easy, but we have to find a ground to come back to build on. We just have to. Our lives depend on it. We as people, we depend on it.
But as we say, the foundation of the human family, the human being, I think it's family. First of all, when you have a good foundation with a family, starts with family. I would say that, you know, because when the father, the mother, and the son and the daughter, or whichever, comes together and you build that foundation, it always starts with the family. So I truly think we should look at the family so that the structure can build the way it's supposed to build in the system that we live in.
Okay. We will be right back after this short break.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to JCT TV. It is spectacular. We're here on deck with an outstanding panel today. I've been inspired just listening to some of the things that's been said. And we've had special guests in here, Jennifer Love. And we have returning to the platform none other than the outstanding JDX. Process was on fire. And I'm just inspired. With that being said, the subject matter of unification and restructure has been spectacular. And I want to stay on course with it. And I want you guys to really talk about, because I heard something about the vets, the election, the process, right? And people don't realize when they hear that term, the process, it's the process of what? The process of regaining your rights and yourselves and your property, the things that belong to you. Right? Everything is a process and everything deals with steps. And I enjoy just being here. I was speaking with someone the other day and I said, this is a great time to be alive. Mm-hmm. You know, to just say that we are here during the different processes and transfers of power. And you're seeing it everywhere. And it has to go and it has to complete its cycle. But what I'm going to do at this point right here, the two terms is there, unification and restructure. I'm going to toss it to my left. You are right out there in TV land.
As I was saying earlier, perhaps we as a people, we've been scattered for 400 years all around the world.
Plus.
And it's time, plus going up to be 5, it's time for us to come together as a people. Okay. Because we don't talk about, I don't discuss other people, I discuss us.
Yes.
Because when I look at the structure of our life today, especially the black family, we are not together. And it's time for us to call all the other nations of African people, especially the motherland, to take off the borders so we could come back to the original self of what we used to be before. Before people came and divided us and put us into brackets.
I heard you mention diaspora a little while ago. You
Yes,
explain to the people what that is?
I mean, it's the people of the African nations that have been scattered to the four corners of the earth today, because in the Caribbean, in America, in England, wherever you find black people, we did come in the West as slaves, and we've been taken away. So to reunify us back now, we need to come back and start looking back to home and call on home and tell home what we see that they are doing. That is, I mean, they put those things in place so that we can be blocked. Now we need to take down that structure that they put. The visa structure, the borders in the different continent, because it's one continent, but an African brother from Ghana cannot go to Togo without a visa. That's stupidity. Throw this thing out. We in the Caribbean as a nation, because we right now, the whole Caribbean is a black nation. The slave master had to leave and go back to their own European country and leave us with the land. That was always originally ours, because the whole earth belongs to us, no matter what anybody says. We're not looking at the small portion of it as they divided. The whole earth belongs to the black family, because we are the first people of the earth, and we bring everybody else into the earth. So if we bring everybody else into the earth, and we were the first to run the earth, it belongs to us. Now, as a people, we're just trying to reunify it, right? And I'm bringing it back to structure. Because, as you said earlier, it's unification, reunification, and restructure. Now, I'm going to structure it back to its original state. And so since I'm reunifying it, I'm calling it back so that our people can come together. We need to stop fighting with each other, fussing with each other. It's too petty. Those things are not for us. We shouldn't even be questioning ourselves of who we are. We are a nation of people. We are the mother and the father of everybody on earth. Now, for that state alone, I'm saying with us now as a people, we need to call back home and tell home it's time for us to know. Because we remember. We know we remember. Because that's where we're from.
Indeed.
And this is now we're calling back on Mama and say, Mama, I'm coming back home.
Well, with that being said, Mama, and you use the term earth, right? Let's talk to the earth. Let's talk to Mama and see what her standpoint is. This is the earth.
Yes, this is the earth. Mama?
I agree with that. I think we, as we mentioned earlier before, a family, you know, it starts with family.
It is.
And we need to look at each other as family.
Family, that's who we are, family.
You have to start with that. You know, you have to listen, you have to be open to things, you have to understand that everyone is coming from a different place as well. You know, like we said, that communication is vital, you know, but you got to get back to the family. And for so many years, you know, especially us as black people, it has been just kind of, we've just trying to destroy us as family. And we got to get back to that root and build from that. You know, I think if we don't do that, then...
Because the other thing, perhaps, what I say, there is no black American or Caribbean person. Because at the end of the day, all of us is in the same boat. When they see me, they don't see I'm a Caribbean man, they see a black man. When they see you, they don't see a black American brother, they see a black man. Now, if we have the same, that's the problem. And you know, you my brother and I'm your brother. Because it's just that we don't even know. Why do the two of us connect so good? Maybe you related to me, you know.
Oh, no doubt.
I do. Because, first of all, it happens that they divide us. Take one of the sons, send him over to the Caribbean because he was stubborn. Like, you know, take one of the sisters, sell her to somebody.
So a part of the restructure is actually unification.
Unification.
And in order to unify, we must communicate. That's what I got from what you're saying.
And not only that, too, perhaps, and to restructure now, to me, the things that have divided us, we need to throw those things aside completely. First,
agreement.
The first of to restructure ourselves as a people, The name we have is not ours. We need to get our own people's
Get
name.
rid of that.
The religion we have is not ours. We need to give them back their religion. The whole system of things is not ours. We need to go back to our roots and get back to the foundation of family structure, because we are a people of family.
The world can't end until, or the current systems and corruption can't end until you return to yourself.
You have to return to yourself.
Because you're the only thing that does not exist within itself right now.
And we are the only one. That's why when I talk, I don't speak for others, because others are always structured. Because anytime you see them, they always go back to their own. We are the only one that don't want to come to
I
our
want to
own.
see what the Mother of the Earth has to say in closing, and we're going to rock out, and we'll be back. Same subject matter, same building principles, same fire.
I like what we talked about earlier with the community. You know, it starts with the little ones, the things that we are exposed to, things that are hidden from us. We got to really just dig into the roots, just like you're digging in the roots of the ground. And I think we need to start planting new seeds, you know, just to kind of get things restructured in the right direction, because we're so scattered. Like you said, we're so scattered all over the place. And I think everyone is trying to look for something to grab onto, and you don't even know where to start. You know, I mean, there's so much illusions
The job is
today.
done
I mean,
so
it's
well,
so
huh,
much.
of
Yeah,
separation.
unfortunately, yeah, you know, and we're still digging our way out of that. And then on top of that, you got so much other crap that we just tossed at us. And like, sometimes you feel like you're drowning. And it's like, where do you go to? You know, and I mean, sometimes the higher ups is not always, you know.
The higher ups.
you know what I mean?
Right? With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, everybody's on fire here. JDX still ready to go. But you've been here on the platform of JCT TV. The few have revisited you with the Pop and Jen show, The Process, here at Brass City TV. Success awaits us. Keep it coming. We'll be back.